y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the Tireless Tangler. I want to welcome you back to the 100 Days of Zentangle Project 2021. Thank you guys so very much for being with me today and each day on this journey. For today, I'm going to be working on a white Zentangle tile. This is 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches or 9 by 9 centimeters, and it is pretty much white. I'm also going to be using a 01 in black, whoops, upside down, a 01 in black, my pencil, and a tortillon, but I'm also keeping in reserve a whole bunch of other 01s and PNs in a variety of colors, just in case for later. Our tangle today is called Roosh. It is by someone named Rose Brown, and I don't think the article said where she was from, but she is a new tangler. And this is a cool grid-based tangle, and so we're going to start out with a squared off border. Now I encourage you to put your dots. You know I have trouble with this whole lining things up concept. All right, so I'm going to switch to my 01 in black, and I'm going to start by making a series of 5 squares across this top line. And I'm going to do that by putting my first one in each corner. Don't want these to get too big, but if they don't match up, it's not the end of the world. Thank goodness. You know, I look for patterns like that are going to love me even though. I think we're going to like this. Then I'm going to go around and put another square, if I can figure out where the middle is with my hand in the way. Sort of in the middle. I got that one a little wide. They don't have to be perfect. Okay, so we're going to put another one in here. All right, I'm going to repeat that down here. Okay, I may have made these a little large, but I think it'll be okay. So now I need to decide. I was going to put 5 rows in here, but I think I'm going to stick with 4 because I don't want these to be quite so close together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put 2 more in here. Well, no, it's too early for that today. Stop reading my mind. Then I'm just going to fill in across. Try to keep them from getting too large. That's what I need, bugs. I'm not a fan of spring. Well, that's not true. I like spring. I just hate that it means summer is coming. Summer makes me miserable. Wow, I'm already complaining and it's not even hot yet. That's not good. I need to find a new perspective this summer. I'll work on it. But don't hold your breath. My goodness. All right. Okay, so we have something like this, okay? So the next step, we are going to join these in columns, okay? Or rows, or however you want to, okay? Actually, let me think about this. No, this is good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to connect these with this rounded sort of C shape. Okay. You can see they're not perfect, they're not even the same, and it is fine. Okay. These are quite a bit further apart. I think that's going to be fine. It's going to make it look very interesting. It's certainly kind of wild and free. Sorry about the trucks going on out there. Time for everyone to go home. Yep. All right. Okay, so we have something like this. Now, you do not have to, but I'm going to switch here, and I'm going to pick my favorite color that I want to use in here. And of course, I'm going to pick purple for mine. Let's see if I can, nope, that's brown. Outsmarted myself. Nope, brown. Come on, Cindy. Purple, yeah, rock and roll. So I am choosing to draw part of this in color, and you do not have to. The next step is to draw another sort of aura line, and that's going to come closer to the center and look something like this. Okay? You can make each one the same color. You can make each one a different color. Whatever you want to do. And you can change this up in whatever way you want, of course. I kind of have to behave. Okay, so I'm going to skip one. And I'm going to go down here. Well, whoops. What am I thinking? Got that way too far over, but it'll be all right. I think we're going to be able to fix it. Are you two about to start some shenanigans? Are you being frisky, Simba? Is she teasing you? Yeah, he says she's making my life a living hell. Poor doggy. Okay, now I'm going to switch colors and pick something that I think will go good with my crazy purple choice. And that for me could be either pink or blue. But since I'm in charge and not anybody else, I'm going to pick pink. Because I can, and I like pink. All right. So I'm just going to switch the color in this middle row. Ooh, pretty. I like. I encourage you to take your time with this. You don't want to get in a rush. You don't want to start overshooting your lines and making a mess. It's my biggest problem is I don't slow down. Okay, so this is the first section of this tangle. Now, you can choose to change your color, use the same color, or go back to black, or whatever you want to do. This part is very intuitive, so you choose what you want. And I think I'm going to at least start with pink up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pink color, take any color you want, and I'm going to connect these boxes by the corners with this little sort of, I don't know what we would call that, sort of rice shape, I guess. Yeah? And so I'm going to go along here, and I'm going to do this in each spot. And in some of these, if depending on how you drew them, you may end up drawing behind. Let's see if you can get it like this. And then I think I'll do the same thing down here. Although these are going to be a whole lot more difficult because they're very narrow. At least that one was. So I did draw behind on that. I want to keep them kind of narrow. And now my plan is to switch to the purple, and the next stroke draws this rice shape behind in an X, okay? And so I think that's going to work well because the purple is a little darker than the pink. But what I'm trying to decide is on this middle row is if I want to continue with that even though I've been switching the colors up. And my answer is I don't know, so I think I'm going to wait to draw this middle row until I have finished my top and bottom rows. So I'm going to switch to my 01 in purple. And now this stroke is like the Zentangle Original Pattern 5. I didn't do a very good job there, but I think that will suffice. Now, I really want to encourage you to slow down. Take your time. This is where I see so much art that could be fantastic, be sort of almost there, is when people don't take time and they end up overshooting their lines and getting these lined up in the wrong spot. And so I really want to encourage everyone to take your time. Right like that. So try extra hard on the other side to get it right. It's challenging. There, that's how that's supposed to look. Okay, isn't that pretty? This one is even going to be more challenging because the angle is so steep. That's gonna have to be behind. And look at that. That's really going to be difficult. Okay, so luckily I have something planned there that should help me. All right. I hope. All right. And so now I think you can probably visualize why I'm having why I'm of two minds on the color switch here. It's not that I don't want to stay with what I've been doing, but what I'm wondering is if the purple on top of the pink might not be too much. Does that make sense? I also want to apologize for one other thing, and that is that I've noticed the last couple of videos have not had the automatic captions generated. And so I went back and I listened to them, and quite honestly, I'm surprised anyone could understand me because I was not speaking clearly. So I want to apologize to everyone about that, and I'm going to try to keep a woken up mouth today so that everyone is able to clearly understand what I'm saying, and that includes the YouTube AI. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it and see what happens. It'll be interesting, as it always is. Now, on these where it's really narrow, you just sort of have to figure it out. It's not going to be a perfect thing. Just go with it. Do the best you can. It's going to be all right. All right. Now, if you have a little bit more room, that's nice. But sometimes in order to get this thickness, something you can work with, you have to sort of make that first part drawn behind. All right. Okay, so this is the whoops, nope. Got ahead of myself again. Cindy, wake up, hun. All right, here we go with the pink. Let's finish this off. See how we do. So this is going to be behind, and I'm not going to worry about it. And this is going to be behind, and I'm not going to worry about it. So, yeah, good job. Try this again. Better-ish. Okay, well, okay. All right, acceptable. Now, you might wonder, or maybe not, but you may be wondering why I chose to draw initially in black. And I do have a specific reason for that, and that is that inking with colors is very good and very powerful thing to do. However, I find that when you do your initial inking with a color, then you lose some of the oomph of the edges and things. So I have decided to sort of draw my initial things in black and then add the color as I go. So we'll see how it turns out. And yeah, your guess is as good as mine. All right, so this is where we're at, and the shading will be fun for this. Now, as far as things that you can do with this, I'll just show you this tile I was messing around with. So one of the things I think is going to be really fun is if we sort of ink this outer edge here and then do something fun in the middle. We could orb in the middle of this while we ink the outer edge. Also cool. I tried inking in these little these little triangular interstices here, and that works really well as long as you're using an ink color that is not the same as any decorative work you're going to do. Say, if I added colored hatch lines in one of these, I would not want to have this inked in the same color. Does that make sense? I hope. Okay, you can also decorate these little squares in a whole number of different ways. And this one got me thinking about Fabricon, and what fun we could have exploring that with this. And so then I stopped because I knew I was going crazy. But anyway, so there's lots and lots and lots and lots of different things we can play with, and that's why I wanted you to bring some colors, because I wanted you to have some choices to use on your tile. Now, the first thing I'm going to decide here, I think, is what I want to do in my squares. What kind of treatment do I want? And I'm really considering using my black 01 on them and sort of going with my black theme. And what I'm considering putting in there is like cubine or something like that, which is a square base fill and a grid pattern. And so you do that. Let's see. Is that really what I want to do, though? You know what would be cool in this would be well. You know how I feel about well right now. So I think I am going to put well in here. See, you have a good idea, you go for it. I'm going to use this little thing. We'll see how I do. Sometimes I can do well enough to not ink that, but rarely. Yeah, that should work. I'm going to turn them opposite ways in each square. Because it's fun. Patterns on patterns on patterns. All right, so opposites. We have talked about this pattern well many times this last over the last 2 months. So yeah, watch some more videos and you will find some more references to it, namely in the video What the Well, one of my very favorites. Did I do that wrong? I did do that wrong. Oh well. Now I'm getting punchy. Now's the time to start focusing on enunciating my words correctly. Using all of my consonants and such. Okay, so this should be like this. River. No, baby. All right, so I like that. I think I probably need to ink these. I just think it'll look better that way. At least that's my hope. I don't promise I won't come back in here with a jelly roll and give them all a dot, but for now. All right. Now what do I want to do? Do I want to do them all the same or do I want to change it up? I want to change it up. So this is the Tangle pattern cubine. This is a fragment. In the square fill category. Also a grid pattern. I think I'll have these all go the same direction. I don't think I want to be that adventurous today. I'm just gonna ignore the engines outside and pretend I'm in a very zenful place. Excuse me a minute. Samarius, what are you eating for dinner?
I got a sandwich.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get vegetables?
No.
Did you get a fruit?
No.
Okay. Don't ask me for soda or candy. Getting anything healthy down him is impossible. Okay, so one more. 3 more. Oh my goodness, I don't know what is going on with me today. And my counselor again reminded me several times that 65 days with no stopping, except for that one day when I was sick, which I worked on. I worked on the video for the next day. So it's normal that I get punchy this time of year and probably cranky and probably some other things that are not very attractive. I'm definitely getting cranky. I need a break. And we're going to get one in 34 more days. Yes. Now, if you haven't seen Cubine before, when you add the shading, it becomes really cool and dynamic. It's already pretty cool like this. I wish the motorcycles could just hold on to it for a little bit. Yeah, it's a Tuesday evening. What are they doing? I know it's warm. It's really warm. It's another 80-degree day today in Oklahoma, or very near to that. Okay, so this should be okay. What do I want to do down here? Because apparently I've decided to change it up everywhere I'm going. So I think down here, I'm going to make a frame. I am doing just fine today, aside from my sore arm and feeling kind of weak and shaky. But I think I got off pretty easy, so I'm pleased. Try to slow down, Cindy. It's not a race. It's not. It's not. It is not a race. It's a marathon. So you might as well get comfortable and enjoy the ride. Draw with me. Have some fun embellishing. Learn a new pattern. Just have a relaxing time. Ignoring the traffic noise. Pretending it's not 5 o'clock so everyone's going home. Pretending River isn't gonna bark, because she doesn't do that at all. Simba's like, he doesn't even have to bark anymore. He just stands there and watches her go crazy. You would almost think he was the puppet master, wouldn't you? But no, that's Mari. He's the puppet master, and I'm the puppet. Yeah, that's my life. So what I decided to do in here is fill it with a color. See what I did there? Okay, and so down here, more square fills. There are many, many. Square fills. Ooh, this one that made me think of Fabricon. I did that wrong. There we go. I'm not sure I'm smart enough for this. Oops. Well, this was just not meant to be, was it? This is too hard. There we go. There we go. I'm telling you, Fafricon was easier than that. Okay, almost there. Almost there. Almost there. All the way. All right. Well, we'll just hope nobody notices those other ones. Okay, so I'm going to grab a color now and have a little bit of fun. And I think I'm going to grab my pink 01. And I still am trying to decide what to do in these. So in the meantime, I'm going to come here to these sort of pink ribbons. And I'm going to make just some really careful hatch lines. The very, very light pressure. It takes time, so don't get in a rush with this if you're going to do it. Okay. If you have never done this technique before, please get in your sketch pad and sketch some of these little rice shapes and practice it, because it's not hard. It really does just take practice and patience. Well, and a really light touch. Okay, and I'm going to do these down here. And you do not have to leave the sparkle in the middle if this stresses you out or something you're not comfortable with. Just leave it off and just color them all in if that's what you'd like. Remember, it's your art and you decide. It's so much fun with Isabel's pattern yesterday. She says it's pronounced Zaho. Hopefully that's correct. Ho as in Oklahoma, she says. Zaho. Okay, so now we know. By the way, Isabel, Margaret Bremner asked that question of you on Tangle Patterns, so you might go check in on the comments over there. Lots of people leave nice comments when Linda publishes a new pattern. Go check it out. All right, so we're getting there. Okay. So I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead. I'm trying to decide. Yeah, I might as well color these in. There won't be a highlight in this instance because, of course, the highlight is covered by the other strand. So I'm just going to ink these in nice and dark. It's on, baby. Thank you.
But also, I came in to ask you if I could have some candy. I had some vegetables and fruit.
What vegetable did you have?
Carrots.
What did you have for fruit?
Blueberries.
Go for it.
But you have the candy.
Mari?
Alright, I'll wait.
You don't get candy. You said Sprite, didn't you? I have the candy. Wait, I have the candy?
Yeah.
Do you mean to tell me all the candy from that Easter basket is gone?
No. Oh. I'll stop. Never mind.
Gotcha.
I thought I didn't have an Easter basket with my friends.
You're funny. You mean you forgot you had an Easter basket with a bunch of candy in it? That's what Easter has become. Candy baskets. Terrible. I realized the other day that I was old. Ready to suck the fun out of all the holidays for the kids. That's not what this is about. Oh, God. I caught myself being old and cranky the other day. It's like, stop. I don't want to be that person. Sometimes I just can't seem to help it. Help me, God. Help me not be cranky and old. That is going to suck. Just thought it would be fun to draw with colors today and color in and just color. I mean, it's spring. We need to color more in the spring. I know I can't be alone in this feeling about spring. It needs some color in it. I have been playing with some ideas for you guys with colors. Mostly watercolors. And somebody made a comment, and I can't remember who it was, and I apologize, that, oh, now my brain's gone. Oh, that what I was doing with watercolors, they said they bet that would work with water-based markers. It will. It's just harder to get the spread. If you're looking for something that's really an even coat, then yes, markers will absolutely get you there. If you're looking for something more random and splotchy, like sometimes what I do, then watercolors are probably the best. Or, you can take your water-based markers and use them on a plastic plate or bowl or something like that. Get a little ink on there and then go in there with a paintbrush and use that as well. So that's also possible. So you might want to try that out if you don't have watercolor, but you do have water-based markers. That will work. Okay. So no idea how this is going to turn out, but it's just making me happy right now. I hope it'll make you guys happy as well. And I apologize if I repeat myself sometimes with stories or telling you things, but quite frankly, all the days have meshed into one long one. And so I don't know what I've said anymore and what I haven't. And chances are somebody caught it the first time and somebody didn't. So it always bears repeating, I suppose. All right. And you hear the wind blowing outside? It has been howling for days now. That's where that phrase in the song comes. The wind comes sweeping down the plains. This is the plains, people. All right. Purple. Where's my purple? I kind of like this. It's kind of cool. At least I like the pink. We're going to see if I like the purple. Is this my black pen? Oh, Cindy. Cindy, Cindy, Cindy. There it is. Well, now. No mistakes. We're just going to keep going. It was a nice, juicy pen. That's how I knew I had the wrong one. I don't think anybody's going to notice. That's a pretty dark purple color. It'd be a miracle if anybody knows that's purple. River says, hey, hey. I'm going to give a special shout out to Tyson, the service dog, and the work that he does. We love service dogs in this house. Even though our own is fairly naughty and doesn't obey the rules, we love them. We think service dogs are amazing. And they are. So Tyson is our favorite friend right now. Good for you, Tyson. Good boy. Good boy. If only I could say that to Simba. Or Mari, for that matter. I'm waiting for a hey, but no, he's got his headphones on, listening to, yes, YouTube. I also spent my counseling session telling her what a bad parent I was. Did I already say all of this? I'll stop. Seriously, people, go home. It's dinner time. I don't know why people feel the need to show off. Maybe they want to make sure all of you can hear them. Mission accomplished. They can go home now. Starting to think I should have done this all in pink. But we're not going to prejudge our results. We're just going to keep going. Don't do that. Also, hey to ZZ, who we always forget to mention. And our very first shout out to Allison's kitty, Cassandra. That's such a cat name. I bet she is the queen of your castle, isn't she? Those cats. They're out to rule the world, and if we're not careful, they might. I think Periwinkle is the ringleader. I bet she's the one that gets her mom into trouble all the time. And quit getting into trouble, young lady. I don't care how old you are, you can still get into trouble. course, there's no question of that when it comes to me, because I'm always in trouble. See if I can get this lined up now, which is why I wasn't having a fit about these earlier, because I had a suspicion I'd be inking them. I really have gotten lazy with my speech and diction lately, so I'm going to be putting consonants on everything, people. Be prepared. If that wasn't understandable, I don't know. Now the question for the picture frame row is, do I want to stick with these two colors, or do I want to introduce a foreign color? Dun, dun, dun. It's possible. Definitely possible. Green might work well. We know that greens and purples and pinks go well together, besides spring. And I think I even have a spring green color in the microns. All right, well, we did some tidying up here, and that will help. Okay, next. I knew we were going to get here. Now, gonna have to do this with the purple and try to do a good job. Now I do have a 005 in this, a 005. And if I get in too much trouble, I can switch them out. But this purple is not just particularly juicy, so I think I'm gonna do pretty well with this. Okay. Now I'm just flicking, putting most of the weight at the start and lightening my pressure as I come off. Again, this is something you just have to practice. And eventually you'll get it. All right. That's a little too uniform. All right, we'll do it that way and let it go. Now you can do this kind of thing with colored pencils, of course, very easily. Perhaps even easier than you can with an ink pen. However, if you can learn to do it with an ink pen, then it's going to last a lot longer. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. I don't know, that may be beyond repair. Okay, so now let's have some more fun. So I have this 05 in orange. And I'm thinking that might look really good in here. Let's see how neon it is. Pretty neon, but still this is gonna work well with the purple and the pink. After all, it's sort of in that family. There we go. Yeah, I like it. I really like that. I feel like it needs to be balanced in some way, color-wise. I'm thinking about putting red down here because also in the same family. So I've got my red PN here. And we'll just put some in these. By the time they get to seeing the red and the orange, they won't notice the lines. Thank goodness. Okay, I like that. It's a lot of color, isn't it? A lot of fun stuff. So now what I'm going to decide is what I'm going to do around the edges and on the insides of these, because sky is the limit at this point. We have crossed into embellishing and gone down the rabbit hole. So really what you want to do is fine. I had played a lot with filling these with ink and sparkling the edges. And I still think that might be something I want to try. The other thing that I really liked that I tried was sort of a garlic clove fill for this. And I think I'm going to try this in, whoops, wrong pen. I think I'm going to try that in pink. Let me get my 01. No PNs. All right. So we're going to try that, and I'm going to try to sparkle these lines and sort of just fill this space. Sort of like this. I like it, but it makes me want to do something more over here, and so that leaves me with the same sort of decision making. Slow down, Cindy. That one was a little bit narrow. Okay, we'll leave it. It'll be all right. There, that was very nice. At least they don't have the helicopters out today looking for somebody. That's always what I want in my videos. Okay. Okay, so that's what I've got there. Now, I'm thinking about what color or what kind of thing I want to do around the edges. And I'm thinking what I want to do up here and down here that might be different than what I'm doing in here. Now I can change the color, and one thing I could do to sort of tie in the orange and red is maybe do orange and red, or orange or red up here, and perhaps here. Not sure I want to dip my toe in that far. I think the bottom line is I don't know. So in lieu of being smart, I'm going to dive right in over here and see what happens. This is my pink 01. And so I'm going to handle this in much the same way that I did these ribbons here, or these rice shapes. They're only ribbons in my mind. Okay. I kind of do like that with the ribbon on top being the same color, or the rice shape on top being the same color. So I'm definitely going to repeat this. So I think that will tie together well. All right. Oops, I forgot one over here, didn't I? Forgotten several. I will get my head back in the game. Okay. one more, two more. I don't know where my counting has gone. To 5th grade, apparently. Although I'm pretty sure they do it better than I do. I don't know why spring comes and you automatically want to get out the colors, but you do, don't you? Whether they are manly blues and greens or pinks and purples and frilly yellows and things for girls. Or if you're a guy and you like the pinks and purples and frilly things, that is okay with me too. Good job. So I do not hate this. I think it's pretty effective, and overall I think it will be. I think if I put it up here next to the red and the orange with the pink, I think that's actually going to work really well. The question that I have in my head is what I want to do on this middle section. Do I want to go for the same kind of hatching in purple along here? Or do I want to consider something else? And the answer is, I don't know, but I am going to put some more pink down here and see what happens. So I'll see you. Okay, I'll probably ramble on while we're doing this, so you can listen or speed me up. And then again, I might go to sleep. You might wake me at the end. It might not be so bad. Have a nap. I could use one of those. I meant to have one today, but of course, too much stuff going on and not enough time. Of course, there won't be any napping tomorrow because little boy will be home with his schoolwork. All right, let's keep going. I just sort of got a buzz to try some color gradients, but I don't want to mess with it. If I were using colored pencils, that'd be fine, but I don't want to play with pigmas on a tile when I'm almost done. I think that might be too much. But a kind of an orange-pink gradient might be fun. But who knows how that would turn out, and why mess with perfection? Goodness. Well, you know, I still have that jelly roll. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. And if all else fails, there's Bronx Cheer. Question is, what color will we be doing that in? I'll tell you, black. It will be in black. All right. Now, all of these things that I'm doing with the pens can be done with a graphite pencil and a tortillon with shading, right? You don't have to do this. You certainly don't have to use color. And do this pattern in black and white, no problem, and it's still going to give you a great result with lots of room for embellishments. So hi to Cece Bushinsky. Hi Cece. And 22 Mondi. Hi guys. You two are some of the ones that I keep wanting to mention and just can't remember the names for anything. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I said hi to Crystal yesterday. Lola, say hi to you. Lola P. And who else have I not been saying hi to? Lynn Allen. Hi, Lynn. And Marcy. Hi, Marcy. So good to hear from all of you guys. Yeah, okay, okay. So what would you guys think if I did this in orange up here? I know what you're thinking, and you'd be right. That'd be a step into the great wide beyond. Or I could do red. That red's so orange, it might as well be orange, right? I was thinking when I was putting it on, it was pretty neutral. Maybe it's the pink next to it that makes it seem that way. I'm still thinking. While I'm thinking, I know, stop. Just stop. I'm going to take my purple pen, and I may regret this. And we're going to try it anyway. And I'm going to try putting some orbs in these, or at least some of them. I like that. If you do this, take your time. Don't get in a rush. Once again, that has a negative effect on your outcome. Okay, well, now we have, what's it called? A Bundy's or something similar to that. I like that. So the sky is the limit, guys. Go embellish. Have a good time. I can't wait to see what you come up with. I have not allowed myself to get on Instagram for more than 2 minutes for the last week. because I've been behind. I've tried to answer some comments and some messages, but for the most part, no. And so I just want you to know I love you. I'm still coming by as soon as I get a breather. But this has been, as always, physically challenging for me. So don't worry too much. But I am going to have some days off here and there, or I'm not going to survive. But we will get through the 100-day project, as we do every year. Then we shall see. All right. A little shading there, and we're going to have a good time. You just want to put your orbs in to try to fill the space as much as possible. Bump them up against the orb in the middle. Sort of draw behind a little bit. That one's already orb ready in it. Okay. Big one. Okay. I do like that. Do I want to do the same thing up here? Do I want to do something different? I kind of want to do something different. What if we and just sort of hatch it. Well, I just think I have tired tongue syndrome. We're just going to have to keep it awake, aren't we? I'm going to have to practice Mari's tongue twisters. I'm going to have my own Mari challenge for next time. I actually thought of somebody that I can invite over so we can do live streams and she can help me with comments. And I am so excited about that. Since I know Mari isn't going to be up for it, but I would love to be able to answer questions. And I think I could probably do some Zoom things for my members because I don't have very many of them, which is okay. But I think that's going to be difficult to do Zoom for just en masse, if you will. They limit it to 100 or you have to pay, which is fine. But they also limit to 40 minutes, and that's the biggie for me, is the 40-minute limit. Okay, so this is really fun, and I have just been going a little bit crazy with it. I'm still trying to think about what to put in here. I think I'll just do purple so that we're sort of following along with the theme. Simba says, hey, hey, to all of his frisky furry buddies. And he wants to remind Cassandra that Mommy can't draw when you insist on sitting on her lap. And, you know, my personal experience is that your pets don't appreciate it when you try to rest your sketch pad on them. I don't know that from personal experience at all. But Rottweilers make a very wiggly drawing board. That's why I use him to prop up my feet instead. He makes a great footrest and a foot warmer. He's multi-talented. A very, very talented Rottweiler. Aren't you, Simba? I know she's talking about me, but I can't figure out what she's saying. But I'm wagging my tail just in case it's good. Of course, he's not wagging his tail. It's a nub. He just has a little nub. I cannot imagine the damage a Rottweiler tail must do if it's allowed to grow. You get slapped with that, you will be off your feet and on the floor 6 feet away. That must be why. It must not have anything to do with livestock and getting their tails stomped. It must have to do with getting whipped by one. That must be it. Of course, if they traveled with the Roman legion way back billions of years ago, okay, a couple thousand years ago, then they probably don't have tails for very good reasons. I just know that Simba's little nub is very cute and expressive and lets me know that he's happy. Okay, I might have to use my white Prisma color on this. All right. Don't exactly have them even, but it's gonna be okay. We got this. I think this is going to work well. I think it's a little colorful for what I really want, but since I wanted color, I got color, and yeah, I'm going to see if shading can help or highlighting can help, and if not, I'm going to live with it because I'm too tired to redo this video. Just like that. We're going to make it something good. This may be my ugly stage. I don't know. I've had worse. Just I feel like there should be more, you know. I feel like I'm somewhere in the 6th grade art area. I need to figure out something that will make this go boom. All right, so boom. Just kidding. Not really funny, is it? Okay, so graphite. So I am considering putting in some auras in here and doing something else. But first, I sort of want to shade these orbs carefully and not too much. Okay, so let's see where this leaves us. All right, so I may have to do some mono zero work in here, but I'm okay with this. So the other really important place to shade is along one side of this cubine, preferably the same side, of course. I'm just putting a very light coat of graphite down. Then I'm going to be really careful not to drag this into my other section. Also not to scrub hard over that ink. Okay. That is not as effective as when it's together, is it? But we did it. It's done. I'm not going to worry about it. And on well, this is really however you want to. Sort of in the curve, I guess. Let's see how that works. So that makes it, I don't even know if you can tell, makes it a lot more dynamic, at least to my eyes, but I can barely see, so just inside the curve, basically, on this, if you can see it. And I'm having trouble with that because the light is so bright right now. But wherever the curve is, just shade on that side. Yeah. So that's how I'm going to handle that. Regarding auras in here, I don't know. I think that's something I'm going to have to think about. And so I think this is where I'm going to stop today. I want you guys to sort of let your imaginations flow and see what you come up with on your own. And then we will meet back on Instagram and see what everybody comes up with, okay? I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for the next day's version of this because I have lost track. I think it's going to be 66. This is 66. I don't know. So we're going to see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks for being here, Enders. Much love from Oklahoma, and I will see you then.